The national security implications of the Malmstrom incident extend far beyond a single isolated event at one Air Force base. If unknown craft can indeed disable nuclear weapons at will, the entire foundation of global security strategy comes into question. Nuclear deterrence theory, the backbone of international security policy since the 1950s, fundamentally relies on absolute certainty that weapons will function when needed. The moment that certainty disappears, the stability of nuclear deterrence begins to crumble. A nuclear deterrent that can be disabled isn't a deterrent at all. It's merely an expensive symbol that creates a false sense of security, explained Robert Jameson, former Department of Defense analyst. This vulnerability creates what nuclear strategists call a credibility gap. Enemies might no longer believe in the threat of retaliation, potentially making conflict more likely, not less. The military's initial response to the Malmstrom incident followed a predictable pattern: immediate classification of incident details, technical investigations seeking conventional explanations, and instructions to witnesses to maintain silence. This secrecy reflected profound discomfort within the defense establishment. Acknowledging unknown craft could interfere with nuclear weapons meant admitting a vulnerability in America's ultimate defense. As similar incidents continued at nuclear facilities through the 1970s and beyond, the military implemented enhanced security measures at nuclear sites, including improved sensor systems and more rigorous reporting protocols for aerial intrusions. Changes to nuclear command and control procedures remain largely classified, but former missile officers have confirmed modifications to authentication systems and launch procedures. Following a wave of incidents in the mid-1970s, when UFOs were reported over nuclear weapons storage areas at Loring Air Force Base, Malmstrom, and other strategic air command facilities, specialized rapid response teams operated under direct Pentagon authority. Their existence underscores how seriously military leadership took these incidents, despite publicly dismissing UFO reports. Admiral Thomas Wilson, former director of the Defense Intelligence Agency, acknowledged in a classified briefing that UAP activity around nuclear assets represented an issue of national security significance. Robert Hastings, who has interviewed over 150 military veterans about UFO incidents at nuclear sites, reports that senior officers privately express alarm about these encounters while maintaining public silence. The security concerns extend beyond the weapons vulnerability. If an adversary nation discovered a method to disable American nuclear weapons, the strategic balance would shift dramatically. However, if unknown craft of potentially non-human origin can neutralize these weapons, it introduces an unpredictable variable into global security equations. National security frameworks have no established protocols for responding to technological capabilities that exceed all known human development. Former missile officers who served after the 1967 incidents have confirmed enhanced physical security at missile sites, improved electronic monitoring systems, and modified alert response protocols. These changes reflect a military attempting to address a threat it couldn't publicly acknowledge. While specific modifications remain classified, they likely included new verification systems to confirm missile readiness, altered communication protocols during suspected intrusions, and contingency plans for responding to widespread system failures like those observed at Malmstrom. Evidence suggests a global pattern. Former Soviet military officers have reported comparable encounters at their nuclear facilities during the Cold War. In 1982, a UFO reportedly hovered over a nuclear missile base in Ukraine and temporarily activated the launch countdown sequence before security systems intervened. France, China, and the United Kingdom have experienced similar incidents at nuclear sites, though documentation remains limited due to stringent secrecy laws. This global pattern suggests that whatever intelligence might be behind these incidents, its interest in nuclear weapons transcends national boundaries. The consistent focus on nuclear sites across different countries, political systems, and decades indicates a deliberate, sustained interest in humanity's most destructive technology. In recent years, the Pentagon has shifted from dismissal of UAP reports to acknowledging their reality. The establishment of the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, AARO, represents formal recognition that these phenomena warrant serious investigation. AARO coordinates efforts across military and intelligence agencies to document and analyze UAP encounters, particularly those involving sensitive military assets including nuclear facilities. The UAP Disclosure Act of 2023 mandates regular reporting to Congress about UAP incidents, including classified briefings on potential national security implications. The act specifically requires information about UAP activity near nuclear facilities, acknowledging the pattern that emerged with the Malmstrom incidents. This shift from dismissal to investigation represents a dramatic evolution in the national security establishment's approach. After decades of treating UAP reports as distractions, military and intelligence agencies now allocate significant resources to understanding these encounters. If unknown craft can neutralize nuclear weapons at will, then the technology gap between these objects and current human capabilities creates what defense analysts call strategic asymmetry, a situation where one side possesses capabilities so advanced that conventional responses become meaningless. Most concerning is the unpredictability factor. Human adversaries generally operate according to recognizable strategic logics, an intelligence capable of disabling nuclear weapons at will, yet choosing to demonstrate this capability rather than exploit it fully, operates according to motivations we cannot confidently assess. The Malmstrom incident wasn't merely a historical anomaly, but rather the first well-documented case in a pattern that continues today. Understanding this pattern has become a matter of legitimate national security interest. As government investigation efforts continue, a profound question remains: if our most powerful weapons can be neutralized by technology we don't understand, what does this mean for humanity's place in a potentially wider cosmic order?